So we have hit the halfway point. Welcome to day 15 of our Mindful Mornings, a 30-day yoga challenge to set us up in a more mindful way through movement and meditation. Today's focus is about boundaries. What does boundaries look like in a yoga practice, you might ask? Sometimes our ego gets in the way of our personal growth and progress in yoga. But today, let's try something different. Let's give ourselves permission to prioritize self-care and take breaks whenever necessary. Remember, it's absolutely fine to rest or modify a pose. If it feels too long or challenging or overwhelming, trust your own intuition and try to listen to your body's energy and what does your body need today. So as always, let's begin in that comfy posture, either sitting or lying down for our 3-minute grounding meditation. Do subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with this challenge, and also stick around until the end to find out what today's mindful task is going to be. Begin by either lying down or sitting comfortably as I guide you through the sensations of your body, whatever they may be today. Be aware of any heaviness, discomfort, or fatigue, or perhaps lightness and energy within. Observe which sensations fluctuate and change over time and which remain constant. Pay attention to your reactions and just notice. Are you judging how you slept or wondering how the day will unfold? Instead of trying to push away these thoughts, simply notice them. See if they have any impact on how you feel and hold these thoughts and feelings with compassion. Now bring your conscious awareness towards your feet. Noticing any sensations that may be present. Tingling perhaps, pulsing or pressure points. Releasing your focus upon your feet and bringing your awareness towards your hands now. Observe any sensations in your palms, fingers, or the back of the hands. And finally, direct your attention towards your breath, noticing the sensation of an inhale and an exhale. Let us remind ourselves that throughout the day, taking a pause and becoming aware of our feet, our hands, or our breath can make all the difference as a way for us to ground ourselves. You may like 2 blocks and a yoga strap for today's practice. Let's begin in child's pose. Let's settle in here for 3 deep breaths. I invite you to breathe in through the nose and sigh the breath away through the mouth. In through the nose and away through the mouth. Let's do that again. And then coming into downward facing dog when you feel ready. Just noticing, observing any creaks or snaps or crackles in the body. And just feeling into that sensation of the body gently moving in an easeful way that feels good for you. Not overthinking perfect alignment, not overthinking that I must have my heels touching the ground. Bend the knees as much as you need to. From downward facing dog, as you inhale, lift the right leg to the sky and keep the hips level. Flex the right foot so the toes are peeled back towards the knee. Check back in with the shoulders being level and the hips being level. Can you kick the right heel any higher? Squeeze through your right glute. Feel connection to your leg muscles. And then draw the right knee in towards the face, known as tiger curl, round the back body. You might like to shift the weight to do this on your left knee. Extend the right leg back up. Inhale. Squeeze the knee towards the face, tiger curl. Extend the leg back up. Inhale. We're doing it again. Back to tiger curl. Exhale. And then look forwards and place right foot in between the hands. Everyone's going to drop the back knee to the earth. Reach the hands up and pull the hips up and back so that you're quite upright instead of getting into a deep, deep stretch. See if you can actually focus on this scissoring together action. Right heel to the left knee towards the right heel. Feel strength building through that left quad, thigh, hamstring, the glutes. One more breath. And then lower the hands. You could choose to grab your blocks at this moment. Remember, the ego tells us we don't need these tools, but in fact they can be a wonderful tool to actually create better alignment or even more sensation. So I've started to turn my right knee into a pigeon variation here. Right knee to your right wrist, right ankle crosses diagonally underneath you. And then just see if you can play here for a moment, tucking the left toes and hover the left knee. So this is a strong, active pigeon variation pose. You do not have to have that back knee hovering. You could keep that knee to the earth. But if possible, maybe you begin to play with one hand or even both hands lifting. If you're going to go for that lift of the hands, hug your legs to center. So switch on your right thigh, pull it to center, and then you want to actually lift even higher upright. Remember that it's the ego that tells us we have to match what we see on the screen or do better. So just go where your body wants and needs you to go today. Last breath. And then remove the blocks out of the way. Place the hands firmly to the earth. Step back, downward facing dog. Give that a little pedal out. Wiggle of the hips. Sigh it away. You might choose at this point to nestle back into child's pose. If you feel the need to move more, your variation of how you'd like to make your way to the top of the mat, then through to halfway lift, forward fold. We're going to take a vinyasa flow, and there's so many options. I'm not going to even say what option I'm taking. I'm just going to move so that I do not direct you to move how you don't want to move. We're going to meet in downward facing dog.
In downward dog, left foot rises, three-legged dog here with the left foot nicely flexed. Try not to stack the hips or the shoulders. Super strong through that left leg and the right leg that's on the ground, in fact. And then through to your tiger curl, squeeze the knee to the face. You could do all of this with the right knee grounded. Lifting the leg as you inhale and then exhale, knee to the face, round the spine. One more round, lift, knee to the face, exhale, look forwards, place left foot between the hands, going to drop the back knee, and then we want to see if we can lift ourselves much more upright. So instead of thinking I have to really get in flexi, we want to actually be strong here, setting ourselves boundaries for movement. Hug things to center, so left heel in, right knee in. See if you can be nice and long and tall through the spine. Hold. Feel into the strength of your legs. But if you wanted to, you could choose to sink a little more. Find where your own boundaries are today. And then lowering the hands, you might choose to bring your blocks back into play. And then we're bringing our left knee into that variation of pigeon. But instead of sinking right now, we're tucking the back toes, hovering the knee here. Seeing if we can lift that back thigh. There's a hugging to center action so that maybe you can feel like you lift one hand, perhaps both. And I'm choosing to really lift high here. So the more that I hug my legs in, the higher I become. One more breath. And then slowly lower. Let's bring our props out of the way here. And step back, downward facing dog. Again, you might choose to snuggle for a few breaths into child's pose. Or perhaps you'd like to take a variation of vinyasa. And we'll be meeting in downward facing dog once again. I'm not guiding you verbally here. Just going to move how it feels right for you to move to make your way to meet in downward dog. Once we've found our way to downward dog, let's go ahead and walk the feet slowly towards the top of our mat. Soften the knees and gently roll up. I'm going to grab my strap as I roll up. You can grab it afterwards. And coming to stand. Let's take a moment to balance here. And I'm going to choose to bring my strap in. I have been progressively noticing that my hamstrings are becoming a little tighter as I've been doing a few other types of movement with my body lately. So I have noticed that my body has become a little tighter. So I'm going to grab my strap definitely today. Go ahead and shift the weight into your right foot. I'll do a mirror opposite as I've just turned to face the screen here. So bring the weight into your right foot and then hook your strap around the arch of the left foot. And then same hand, same leg, I'm going to grab my strap into place here. So you might want to move off your mat. I'm going to really gaze onto something that doesn't move. If I try to look at you, I will definitely fall over. And the other hand's going to come towards the hip here. Spread the weight across the standing foot. Stand nice and tall. And then see where that leg could go in front of you. So it's your left leg in front of you. See if you can hold here. Breathe. Now, only if it's possible and you feel like you've got the room, the space, maybe you can take the leg out to the side. I like to do a little lift first. It helps with the ball and socket joint. And then take the leg to the side. And then if you feel like you can, extend the other arm out to the side. Maybe you'll turn the gaze. I'm not going to do it. I know I'm going to fall over. And then when we can, we're going to see if we can bring that leg back to center. And we're going to slowly soften the leg down. So I hoped that you brought some boundaries in to your practice there. You've got time to rectify that on the second side.
But if we feel like we need to have some sort of support, grab that belt now. Go ahead, do it. I possibly could have done it without the strap today, but I'm loving using the support. And in some ways, it was a different kind of challenge for me anyway. We're going to swap it over to the second side. And just begin by lifting the foot and the knee like you see on the screen here. I've got same hand, same leg, holding onto the strap. You could hold onto the big toe, of course. And then I'm going to see if I can just extend the leg forwards first. Eyes focused somewhere. Breathe. When we do choose to try to take the leg out to the side, do a little lift first, then draw the leg out. See if you can avoid leaning to one side. Maybe you extend the arm. Perhaps you turn the gaze. I'm not going to even dare. And then we're going to bring the leg back through to center and attempt to gracefully release the foot. I'm silently cheering inside that I actually didn't fall over today. And then we can remove the strap, bring that out of the way. So coming to the top of your mat. Again, anywhere you'd like to make your way through to downward dog, you're going to take yourself there. Every time you vinyasa today, it could be done in a completely different way.
We're either going to step forwards and cross the ankles or hop the feet forwards, crossing those ankles. And then bring the feet out in front of you. Let's go ahead and come for a forward fold here. So boundaries, people. We're all going to start with our legs bent. And then if it feels appropriate, you can begin to lengthen them. You might grab your strap back if you wanted to bring them around the feet, you can. See if we can really concentrate on that spine being long. So we want to avoid collapsing. The moment we start to do this, bring the legs back into a bent position or bend them deeper. So see if you can sit tall. I'm going to see if I can bring my belly towards my thighs. It's like I'm trying to bring my head beyond my feet. So instead of thinking I want my face towards my chest or my legs, I want my face beyond my feet, this lengthening action. And then if it feels like you can start to lengthen the legs, seeing if you can keep connection of belly and thighs. At some point that might change, you might start to round, so just pull back a little bit. Try to re-engage the length of the spine. We take 3 more breaths. You might take a little wave through the spine as you inhale and a little reset of lengthening as you exhale. And now completely let go through the spine and the muscles in the back and your core. So just relax your toes, relax everything. And I invite you to roll up and feel the difference of when you're really engaged and when you're releasing. And rolling your way to the earth. Time to settle in for Savasana.
wiggle of fingers and toes. A long inhale to stretch from finger to toe. And exhale, rolling to the side. And gently coming to meet, sitting tall. Bringing thumbs gently to heart space. Thumbs gently to the center of forehead. Take a breath. And an acknowledging bow to one another. Today's mindfulness task. Let's reflect on your personal boundaries and see if you can identify areas that you might need to set a few healthier boundaries within. Consider some activities or relationships that might be actually draining your energy, and let's see if we can try to establish some clear boundaries that can protect your well-being. That might look like spending more time with someone or some activity, or perhaps less time doing some activity.
Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like it below, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. Not only will this keep you up to date with my offerings, but will keep content like To The Being free and accessible to all.